Hello Carpologists, I'm Luke and today we're checking out the new Fulcrum alarms from Prologic. Now they're a mega set of alarms which don't cost the earth and they just work. They do exactly what you need a bite alarm to do. Now if you stick around to the end I will tell you exactly how you can go about winning a set of these as well, because if you can get them for free, why wouldn't you? So make sure you stick around, let's check them out and see what you think of them. So point number one is simplicity. Okay, so there's not many product reviews where you can start them by just saying this product just works. Like it does exactly what you need it to do and it does it well. There's not many, like I say, not many reviews that you can start like that, but that's exactly what these Prologic Fulcrum alarms do. They do what you need them to do, they're fully customizable, and they just make everything easy. There's so many alarms on the market these days that are packed with loads of tech, but it's impossible to try and work out. But with these, it's nice and simple. Obviously you've got your volume, your tone, your sensitivity settings, and that's all on the alarm head itself. So nice and simple. If we go for tone, you can just simply cycle through the different tone options. What you do on the alarm head corresponds exactly to what happens on the receiver. So if I turn this up a little bit with the volume one, again, you can just cycle straight through it on the alarm head. So you've got loads of different settings and then a mute setting as well. So if I turn it up a little bit, just so I know you guys can hear it, by changing the tone, there you go, you've got a really low tone, and that comes through the receiver as well. Just turn that up, exactly the same tone. Put it to a high tone, straight away on the receiver it's picked up that you've made that change. And again, with the sensitivity, you can change it on the alarm head and it responds on the receiver as well. Now you might notice this little light coming up, and I'll talk to you a little bit about that in a second, but for now we're focusing on the alarm head. So like I say, they're really intuitive and they're really easy to use. They do exactly what you want them to do. So let's move on to the next point. Point number two is the receiver functions, such as the bite and light system. So as I mentioned on the last point briefly, you have got this light across the bottom of the receiver. Now, you don't have to use this feature, but it is a really handy feature to use. Basically, Prologic call it their bite and light feature. And as you'll see, after 4 beeps, it lights up. Now, this is a really handy feature because it's not like every time you get a liner or something like that, then it's going to be lighting up, it's going to be waking you up in the middle of the night. It means that the receiver actually picks up that, hang on, there is something more going on than just a liner, and then that's when it lights up your bivvy and it allows you to find your shoes, find your head torch for getting out to your rod. So really handy little feature that they've put on these. Like I say, you don't have to use it. If you flick the receiver across to the second mode, which is normal receiver operation, you'll see it doesn't light up, but you still have your forward take and your drop back differentiation showing on the receiver itself. Point number 3 is bite indication. So obviously one of the main reasons for buying a set of bite alarms is for bite indication, and knowing how these alarms actually work and how sensitive they can be is really important when it comes to buying a set of alarms. Now I've got this on the lowest setting at the moment, so as you can see, it takes quite a bit of line to go through the alarms before it actually makes any sort of sound. Now if I bump this up, there's 4 different settings on this. If I bump it up to the top one, you will see the difference of how sensitive it can be. So even just from the bobbin being at the bottom coming to the top, there's quite a bit of indication. So you can have them really sensitive if the situation allows, if how you're fishing, if you prefer that method rather than having quite a low sensitivity. So you've got loads of different options, but the nice thing about these is they've actually got a weed recognition kind of technology built into them. So that means even if you are on the highest sensitivity, you're not going to be plagued by loads of little knocks if you've got a weed bed coming across you, anything like that. It can actually differentiate that out in the lake there is some weed, and if it's a constant kind of knocking motion, then the alarm's not going to pick up on that. It will only pick up when you've actually got fish activity in the swim. Point number 4 is all the extra features that we haven't quite covered yet. Okay, so throughout this review, obviously I've gone on about the fact that these alarms do the simple things very, very well. But that doesn't mean that there's not other things included in these alarms. So Prologic have actually decided to put a few nice little extras and extras that are handy to people, rather than just cramming them with technology. These things are actually really useful. So one of the first things you'll probably see on top here are the built-in snag ears, and these simply push down or pull back up. So again, a nice little feature that you don't have to pay extra for. You don't have to think, just bought a set of alarms, need to buy snag ears as well, as they are all built into them. And on top of these, or just a little bit down these snag ears, they've actually got two little LEDs, which again, really useful. These work as both indication, so you can see that they light up when you do have a bite, but they work as night lights as well. So again, they're eliminating the need for buying things like isotopes when you've actually got something like that built into them. So another nice feature of these is when you've got the alarm switched on properly, obviously it'll run like normal. However, there is a mute function. So on the little flicker switch, if you put that down halfway, it will then completely mute everything on the alarm and on the receiver itself. So if you're rebaiting, if you're tweaking your bobbins or doing something like that, you don't have to worry about making loads of noise and disturbing others. Flicking this back onto normal operation, there you go, straight away you're back into how you should be. Something else that's nice that Prologic have put into these is the changeable LED on the alarm head. So again, like everything else, really simple, and you can just cycle through on the alarm head. As soon as you've done it on the head, it corresponds to the receiver as well. So everything just syncs and pairs really well. You don't have any issues with it, and like I say, everything you change on the alarm head changes on the receiver too. So overall, loads of really handy little features, and not packed with features that you don't really need. Okay, so the fifth and final point is the price. Now, for a set of alarms like these, you'd expect to pay quite a bit of money. However, you can get a set of three with a receiver and a nice hard case for just 230 quid. Now, that's a really good price considering what you're getting for that sort of money. You've got all them different features, and you've also got the simplicity of a set of bite alarms that do exactly what you want them to. Now, I did say at the start of this video that I'd let you know exactly how you can go about winning this set. Basically, all you've got to do, like this video, subscribe to us on YouTube, and leave a comment below. Couldn't be simpler, and then soon we will pick a winner at random, and they could be on their way to you. Now, if you do like this sort of video, like I say, make sure you do subscribe to us on YouTube. If you follow us on the various other social media platforms as well, and if you do subscribe to us, make sure you hit that bell icon. That way you won't miss any videos, you'll get notification whenever something new comes up on Carpology. But for now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys again soon.